a damn break. It's for a drink. I need a damn drink though. She can put on pop cards. It's always like, I'm gonna look back at this and be like, you know what, keep it. There has been so many developments, and girl, we're here. Let me see if that's no, it doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it better. What about this? Oh, okay. Yeah, you could call me like a. You could like call me like a engineer, visual engineer. What do you want to call that? I don't know. There is there's been a lot going on. The fries are cold, but it's okay. We're gonna live as long as we have food. As long as we have food, we'll be okay. Damn, like I should have set this up before because now I want to get another plate. I'll be right back. Okay. Do I dare to wait? I'll just talk about my day first before anybody comes in. Talk about the day and then we'll get into updates and the story time of such updates. So today was fruitful. Today was long but manageable. It goes into play about all the updates. It goes into play about the story time even. But I need a napkin. I am finally feeling settled. I'm finally feeling like it's been a wild ride, but we made it. Nigga, we made it. Welcome to making it. Part of me feels wary about giving away my information. Valid. Which is a normal, you know. But there are certain things that I know I'm not going to be able to hide for long. She kind of good. Especially in regards to updating everything, because there has been a big change in my life, and it's really like today it really started to settle in my brain. I'm like, oh, I was serious. Like I was serious about this shit, and I followed through. It's very cool. It's settling in again, especially now that I have settled into somewhere that is, I want to say more comfortable. It's more comfortable, but, you know, it's not permanent. What is permanent? But there's been so much going on. But the easiest thing to even mention is just like, right now, I'm like, how'd your day go? It's like, it was fruitful. It worked out. I got a refund for somewhere. I'll talk about it later. Soon. Like, where am I even? Wouldn't you like to know? Yeah, it's like it's all still coming together, but it's also whatever has come together so far is like big milestone. Big milestone just based off of what I've been dealing with for the past fucking week. Ah. On top cars. We went on top cars. It's just in my head. I haven't been on top of cars. This right here is my Soldier Boy swag. Right, so we're gonna start with today. I had to leave one place, go to another. And I've already visited the place that I've had to go to. And I really do love the area. It's much better. It's a lot more convenient as far as just movement, as far as my responsibilities, as far as accessibility to transit, as far as accessibility to, I want to say movement again, but just whatever I want. You know what I mean? It's been great. We're still missing some aspects. Let me get into this in a minute. But great improvement. Great improvement. And I would say no shade, but girl, you already know. You already know that was some bullshit. Right, so I visited a burger place after I went grocery shopping because treat yourself. Give myself a little treat. I'm set for like at least 2 weeks. At least 1 week, damn. And I'm really excited. I'm real excited for these new adventures. I've seen like this view that like I knew was coming, but it's been a little cloudy, it's been a little rainy. But once I saw it today and yesterday, I was like, oh. I'm like, it's happening, this is real. I took pictures, took some videos, uploaded it later. I'll upload it later. This does sound gross to you, but you don't know my life. You don't know what I've been through the last few weeks, last few days, but you will. But I haven't showered for real in like 2 days. I just couldn't fucking do it. And I showered today. I did my not my full routine, but I got the grime off of me. And when I tell you, I've never felt more alive. Got the grime off of me. I feel like a new woman. Before that, I was doing some cleaning. I was doing some upkeep, making sure everything's all Gucci in the space, everything. And then I went out grocery shopping. A quick trip, not a quick trip, but it was a very quick trip. I was like, I didn't realize, like I keep remembering how accessible this space is, and I'm like, I love it here, fucking love it here. I would love to be like, once I have to leave this space, I would love to be in somewhere, if not the exact same space, then definitely somewhere similar, because it's just perfect. It's perfect for me and my needs. As far as I was gonna say hey, but you're here to listen. So listen up. As far as how the day went, quick. I got them things that I needed and some things that I wanted. This right here. This right here. Maybe it's because I'm hungry, but also it's a fried chicken. It's a chicken sandwich with some Swiss cheese, pepper jack cheese, bacon, lettuce, tomato. I think that's it. I think they were gonna put onion on it, but I was like, nah. They were gonna onion and mayo, and I was like, don't do that. I love it. It's so good. It didn't cost me an arm and a leg. Hallelujah. Because I'm running out of those too. Okay. I asked for a sweet tea, but they ran out. Don't know how. I'm the only Southern person here. But, you know, I'm gonna mention that later. Ran out of sweet tea. I got pussy pink lemonade. And it's good, but I'm also like, man, this kind of fights the taste. You know when, like, I think it's a lemonade thing. You know when you drink lemonade and you drink something else and it makes it kind of musty? Messed up. Just eat something else, whatever. But then when you drink it enough, it's like, okay, it's a good refresher. Hold on. Hold on, I'm doing something. Hold on. Damn. I'm hungry. As you can see, I have a bike here. It's necessary. The sauce is pretty good, but it does taste like honey mustard. And I also got honey mustard, so I'm like, why did this was a waste of I should have got something else. I don't know, ranch. But as far as the day, I spent most of it cleaning. I spent most of it unpacking, which I haven't been able to do since I got to this bitch. So it feels very almost jarring to do it right now. And I'm like, oh, right. Oh, it's really settling in. It's really settling in. Took care of some of my responsibilities. That was more like yesterday. And I showered today. Like, I know that sounds fucking nasty, but it's the little things, bitch. It's the little things. And that's not even on some, like, I was out in the streets. It's been horrible. Oh, God. It's just the fact that if you don't even feel comfortable showering somewhere, that messes with you. It does something to you. It does something to you. And I wish I could say no shade, but they know already. I'm like, I'm not doing that to myself. I'm not doing that to myself, and I wouldn't let anybody do this to themselves. There has been some great pep talks. It also feels so quiet in here. That's jarring. It makes me feel like everyone can hear me on the outside of whatever is going on, but I can't hear them. So that's cool. It's kind of different from where I first stayed at, because those walls were thin. I don't know if they were just talking through the wall, like, but I was like, damn, what's so funny? It's so goddamn funny. Sorry. I'm getting into this. I'm almost done with it. I'm getting into it. As far as, we could get into updates now, but I also want to mention that there's this whole flex about being Southern and having Southern hospitality, but I have experienced more Southern hospitality here than wherever the fuck I came from. And honestly, I don't even it's just, I feel shamed about, the people over there. I'm like, damn, they putting y'all to shame. This looks rough. Everybody has their moments too. It wasn't every single, perfect person out here, but even then, I can count on my hand how many terrible experiences with a person that I've had since being here. And with that being said, I'm going to transition into updates. So, as some may know, a bitch caught a flight. Now, the whole thing about this flight was, my goal was to have it just be a one-stop shop. You get on the plane and you arrive at your destination. Now, I didn't realize at the time the airline I booked it for is notorious for not allowing your plans to go the way you want them to go. So that was really frustrating. Could we call this a mukbang? The mukbang. It's a mukbang now. I put the food in the camera. I'm not going to retitle it. I will forget. As far as, my goal was to do, get on the plane, go to this reservation I had, and I'm about to do this bitch up. Go to the reservation I had and stay there for a month, Stay there for a little bit, get my feel, get the vibe, and then go from there. There's a hole in the straw. I was like, I didn't drink it that fast. It's heavy. What are you talking about? But, the plan got fucked up immediately. Because even just thinking back, I'm like, how did this happen? Immediate plan fuck up. I booked the flight. I run to try to catch the flight on time. I'm like 20 minutes early. I'm 20 minutes early, but you know, that means anything in airport time. That means we're doing it right now. You're about to miss it. Especially when you have a big airport. I'm like, is it going to take me 20 minutes to cross this? Shouldn't. But I also have my father's legs. And he taught me how to walk in them. Let's say that. He said, let's go. I was like, so I cut that short. I cut that real short. Like 10 minutes, maybe 5, maybe 7, you know, if I'm going to be gracious. I'm going to be realistic. I get there, I'm super early, or early enough, and I'm just like, okay, I just make it, they're about to board. I do blame my father for this because I told him about the information, and then suddenly shit hit the fan. Oh, negative Nancy ass. Love you, but also, he'll never see this. He'll never see this. Let me back up, because it's not about him right now. I get off the phone with him. 5-10 minutes pass. I think they changed the gate once. It's just across the street. It's just across the way. You just turn around. It's like, okay, that's weird. And then, not 5 minutes from that, that's when I'm just like, can they hear me? Are they locking in? But I don't hear anybody else. I just hear toiletries. This is fucking honey mustard. You can't tell me shit. I said, this is our famous sauce. I'm like, honey mustard? I ordered honey mustard. What are you talking about? Mukbang. Feeling like that, I'm sorry. Let's see. So, the flight, the gate gets changed once. 5 minutes later, they're like, we're delayed. I'm like, okay. By how much? They're like, I want to say like 30 minutes. I think they delayed it like 30 minutes initially. And then 10 at most, not even 15. I'm going to say 10 to 12 minutes into that delay. They were like, all right, you're not getting on this flight. We're canceled. We're canceled, good luck. And I'm like, I've never been in that situation, or if I have, it's been a really, really long time. So I was like, oh shit, what do I do? My first impulse is to panic a little bit because I still have a reservation to get to. People are being told to just go back down to the ticket desk to go get a new flight. There's an option to do it yourself on the app, and I started doing it because I'm just like, I'm sure there's one right after that, right? And if there was, not for you. So I started making my way down to the ticket desk or something. I remember trying to talk to somebody about, hey, I need this done, but I think that was after I tried the ticket desk. And mind you, this airport is not small. This is not a small airport. You have to go to Timbuktu to get to a train to go to Timbuktu. So we're going on. I'm trekking it with everybody else there, but I'm also like, no, let me book another flight. Let me just try to book my own flight. and then see if I could just get an earlier one. The flight I book that I have access to via the app, especially when they're just like, sorry, it looks like your flight was canceled by us. You want to book a new one? Free of charge? It's like, it's not exactly free of charge if I paid for it already, didn't I? How is that free of charge if I paid already? So I book it through the app. I get a new flight. That's at like 7 p.m. That is way past my check-in date for my reservation that I booked with my money. I'm trekking myself down to the damn ticket office, and I'm like, this is some bullshit. And I'm just hoping that I can call my reservation, because at this point it's still too early for me to for them to pick up the phone. Like, I get there, like, my flight was at like 7 something in the morning. And I'm not a bitch that tries to miss flights. So I get there much earlier than that. And even then, we felt late. I can't live like this. I can't live like this. I say we, it's just me and the person who was getting me there. God bless them. Love her down. But we were late. Late. But, so I'm making my way down to the ticket office. This is like, this is a little bit past 8 in the morning. And I already booked my flight for 7 p.m. That's not when I wanted to get there. That's not when I needed to be there. And I have a flight. And I'm hoping at the ticket office, I'm going to be able to just say, hey, do you have any open seats? Do you have any cancellations? Do you have, anything that I can just get on an earlier flight than that? Where I can get there for this time frame of where I need to check in at this hotel that I need to be at. I get to the ticket place. The line is wrapped around the kiosk. It's not just like, it's if this is a building, right? The line is here, a little break in space, and then it goes through that little, and then there's like the people at the desk. I'm like, oh, whatever next flight I'm gonna be on, it's not gonna be the one I need it to be. And I don't even think I realized this until after, because I was on the phone with the person who was helping me out with my sibling. It was my sibling. But I'm trying to be like cryptic. Like, you don't even know. It's like, no, it's my sibling. My sibling dropped me off, and hold on. Oh. That wasn't even a joke. That was just gonna be my next action. That was right now. Yes, I do talk with food in my mouth. I like to multitask. Just like me. Notice how I don't spit often. No, that's true. So I get to the ticket desk. I look at the line and I'm like, no, there has to be a better way. There has to be a better way. And I come from a generation that was instilled to them that you can go to the people at the desk at the gate and see if they have anything that they can help you out with. I'm not that far into this generation, but I'm from it. So I am on the phone with my sibling. She's like, no, just wait in line. I'm like, fuck that. I'm wasting time. There could be help right now. And I'm just gonna be sitting at the back of this fucking line waiting for someone to say, oh no, you're too late. So, and I've already got a booked flight. I just need to get on something earlier. I make my way back up to that fucking gate, Timbuk 3 to Timbuk 2. I get there, and the agents literally, they don't know anything about why the flight was canceled, about any new flights. They said, yeah, you have to go all the way back down to the ticket desk. I'm like, what do y'all, no offense, what do y'all do other than just scan and make sure that we're the right person on the plane? Y'all don't have any access to these, it's not nuclear codes. It's just a simple, flight itinerary. Hold on. Do I dare? Like, you think I can't? You think I can? That's the problem. Do I want to prove you right or wrong? Don't be weird. Don't be weird. I decided wrong because I want the last bite. Yeah, so I get there, they don't know shit. No offense, but you don't know shit. Whether or not it's because they decided that you won't know shit or what, I don't really give a fuck. You don't know shit. You're not gonna do anything about it. It was tragic. This time for sure. I'm a chipmunk. Like, I'm not that mad, I think, because I'm here now. But also, I was teetering on the edge of hangry. And, it's just not who I am. Right, so, I get back up to the desk. They don't know shit. They can't up with shit. They can't look shit up. Shit is not in their knowledge repertoire. I don't know. They don't have shit to tell me other than go back to the ticket desk. And it's not that they were especially rude about it, but it was also just that, like, we don't really give a fuck. And it's like, right. It's not like I'm asking you to give a fuck. I'm asking you to know something. And if you think that's normal, you should probably reevaluate the job you're doing. Because don't come for me. I'm like, at the very least, when it comes down to, having a job like that, where it is customer service, it's customer interaction, it's customer service, it's just in a different field. I'm like, even if you don't really care, your business definitely should. And that's why I'm just like, as a company, why do y'all think this is appropriate to just cancel a flight like that and then the only option for your customers to do is go back down to a ticket desk that is at least a 10-minute walk for normal people. I'm not normal. I'm not like a normal person. Normal person. I'm a beast. But yeah, I'm like, it's not right. It wasn't fucking right. So I had to trek my way all the way down there. I was still on the phone with somebody or starting to be on the phone, I don't know. And they were like, you should have just stayed in line. I'm like, I go back down there, the line has not really moved. It really hasn't. It really had not. I think people just got refunds at the end of the day. I think they just sat there and got refunds and moved on to a different airline. But I'm like, even if I got this refund, I can't afford the other airlines. That's why I booked this fucking ticket. So they go back down. I go back down. And I'm like, all right. I'm going to sit in this line. I'm going to see what it's going to do. I already have my ticket. I'm just going to try to get on an earlier flight in any way, shape, or form possible. No matter what. No matter what. Fuck that. The ticket that I got was a connector flight. So I was going to end up in another state. I was going to end up in somewhere that I had no business being in, truly. I had no desire to be there initially. It was a little adventurous, so that was cute. But I was like, this was not on my list of places I wanted to visit, but thank you. Thank you. And I'm in line. It's moving as it's moving. There's plenty of people who are fed up already. I think their whole thing as a company was just like, how many people can we irritate and frustrate, and how fast? And I think they got their answer. Because by the time I'm up next in line, the people who were at the desk servicing people, they were getting caught up with people who wanted solutions, like perfect ones, I guess. And they eventually just started walking off. Whether or not it's because their shift ended, they needed lunch, whatever, there was nobody to refill that spot. And as far as the layout of this, there was like, I'm gonna say 5 to 6 podiums, essentially, little spots where, like, let's say, okay, so there's a check-in and then there's customer assistance. As basic as that. Customer assistance was booked and busy with handling rebooks because of this new flight cancellation. Check-in was checking people in. Checking in bags, checking people in. Simple pimple. For some reason, there was one person at the customer assist that stopped taking rebooks and was strictly checking in passengers. Now, mind you, all the check-in podiums are in use. There's maybe like 4 of those. Simple pimple job. There's 4 people there consistently, because nobody left. And they were getting through their line. They were getting through their line just fine. They did not need assistance. By the time I get up there, the 4 to 5 people who were customer assisting was down to 2. And it was just one person stuck with somebody who wanted a perfect solution, I suppose. and another person who was literally not taking any rebooks. And it's like, why are you over here then? Shouldn't you go over there? This is a little misleading. And then she's calling out, like, next person is like, hey, it's me. And it's like, are you checking in? It's like, no, the line's over there. I'm here to rebook. She's like, no, I'm doing only check-in. It's like, why? There's a fuck-ass line behind me. Why would you decide to only do... That doesn't make sense to me. Knowing that check-in does not need any goddamn help. Like, it's one thing I get to be like, okay, let's make sure that people get on their plane on time. But it's kind of a little fucked up, don't you think? Don't you think it's a little bit fucked up to be like, let's make sure they get on their plane on time, even though so many people did go to their plane on time and it just straight up said no. And they can't even get on a new one. You don't think that's a little bit fucked up? That you're prioritizing the people that are not in any real capacity on a time crunch? Oh, okay. So, essentially it becomes this point, especially, and this bitch, like, I don't like her. I fucking don't. She was super disrespectful. She was fucking weird about her actions. And it would be easier if she was just not at that podium at all. Because what are you doing here? What are you doing here if you're not customer assistant? You're checking in. That's not the same thing, obviously, because you're not allowing this line to dwindle. It's just still there. So the people on the check-in side are like, checking in. And she's over here like, checking in. And it's like, or she's just being like, next passenger. And it's like, okay, what about, I'm a passenger. I was a potential passenger until you took that shit away from me. So what now? She's like, I'm only doing this. And then once check-in is just like, oh, next passenger. She's like, hey, she called you, knowing damn well it's only check-in. Like, oh my God, I feel like she was just there to piss people off. Like, I don't think she was doing fucking anything else but to piss people off. I don't know if she was an industry plant by that company to make sure that people get more pissed off, but she was doing it. I don't give a fuck what her job was. Because she was fucking pissing people off, especially me. She tries to send me to check-in. I'm like, I'm trying to do rebook. She's like, they'll help you over there. Why would they? But I go, and I'm like, hey, I need a rebook. And the flight was canceled. And they're like, they can help you on that side. Knowing damn well there's two people over there, and one of them is not doing their job. So I'm like, okay. She sent me over here, though, just want to let you know. So, because I'm stirring that fucking pot. You want me to be pissed off? I'm going to stir your pot, bitch. So I go back over. She's looking at me like, it's like, I don't, like, are you drunk? What's going on? Why are you acting like this? You clocked in, babe. Why are you acting like this? I understand to not want to deal with, like, rude customers, but you're making them rude. You don't think you're playing a part in that? I don't understand. And you know what? I could have gotten worse. I could have gotten way worse, but I didn't because I'm an adult and I'm professional. I know how to handle stressful situations. But when people start pissing me off, it seems on purpose, and they start raising their voice at me. I only get a little bit out my skin. Just a little bit. Can't let it overtake me, queen. Because I'm a queen. But, yeah, I got sent over to check-in. No reason at all. Because bitch didn't want to do her job. Hate you. I hate you. Because you're mad disrespectful. You're making people feel dumb. when you don't want to do what you need to do. If that wasn't your expertise, then don't sit the fuck over there. Go over there. You're confusing the hell out of everybody, and it's your own fault. You're not helping anything. Because the other person who's there, who's still doing rebooks, is stuck on somebody who wants a rebook. This line is not moving. And it's like, it's because of me. No, you're not helping anybody. You're not helping anybody from the line. So it gets to the point where somebody skips over me and basically forces her to do something. I don't know what he does. I'm assuming he's checking in. I'm assuming that was a check-in because that's all she was doing. I tried to go up to her again. She was just like, I'm not doing that. You need to go over there. I'm like, they're checking in bags. She's like, they're gonna help you. They're checking in bags. I need a rebook. They're not gonna help me. So I talked to the next person up from the check-in. She's like, she's free. To the same bitch who wasn't doing her fucking job tries to point at this woman who is doing her fucking job. She's like, she's free. She can help you. I'm like, the flight was canceled. I need a rebook. And at this point, I already have a ticket. I just need a hotel voucher if it's gonna be like this, because I can't even, whatever. I was just like, I already booked the ticket. I just need an earlier flight, yada, yada, yada. And she's like, well, they can help you on this side. This is all you can do on this side, da. Like, she was professional about it too. I'm like, okay, I just don't know why she's not helping me, because she's the only other person who's like cycling through people. They're just not the people that need help. And she's like, she'll get with you soon. Bullshitting. Just fucking bullshitting. She must have been an industry plant. Not the person I just spoke to, but definitely the other person who's just stirring her own pot. So I go back in line where it has not moved, and she's like ignoring me. So the next person checking in bags is just like, okay. I'm like, next passenger. I'm like, she's like, she's free. I'm like, she's not checking. I don't need a check-in bag. And she's like, she can help you. I go over there. I'm like, hi, I don't need a check-in bag. I need a rebook. And she's like, we're not doing rebooks on this side. It's going to be on that side. I'm like, I don't know why she keeps sending me over here. And she's like, we're not. So I go back over. This dumbass is looking at me like, why didn't she help you? And I'm like, I don't know. And I was this close. I was this fucking close. Because she already got me to raise my voice. And I don't do that. I don't do that to people who are trying to do their job. Now, you're not trying to do your job, though. And you're raising your voice at me and making me seem like I'm fucking stupid for following your orders. I'm not getting exiled from the airport for you. But you look real fucking stupid talking to me right now. So she's like, and I'm just like, oh my God. Finally, somebody else comes over there. I think, yeah, she's a manager. She ends up being a manager. I'm just like, hey, are you helping with customer service? And she's like, I just got here. Give me 1 minute. I'm like, I asked a simple question. Do you know which side you're going to be on? That's the simple fucking question. I don't give a fuck how long ago you got here. Do you know what side you're going to be on? Can you help anybody? Like, it's, at this point, it really, I don't give a fuck about y'all. Y'all have been so disrespectful. And that's another thing where I have to go back to, oh, the place where we're supposed to have Southern hospitality is not there. I don't know if it ever was there. I think y'all lied. I think y'all lied, and there was some kind of thing that we were supposed to uphold or whatever, and I think they just lied. The rudest people I've ever met are from the South. Point blank period. Even New Yorkers, like even New Yorkers who transport to the South, they have their own level of rudeness. But it's not it's not in the way that the Southerners are. So, yeah, I think it's a fucking lie. Because you'll hear the most snarky shit from a Southerner. Like, you're not hospitable. You're not hospitable. You're fake. You're fake, bitch. So, um, the supposed manager or whatever comes over. She's playing on a little computer. Somebody gets some help from her. I think it was so the same person who was stuck with somebody for a while. She was trying to move on because she knew I was getting thrown in between like 3 different people for no reason. She was finally trying to move on respectfully with this guy and whatever he was going through. But she passed her on to her manager. And she probably should have got there earlier. Honestly. You just came in. Hurry up. Hurry up. The fuck? What the fuck? She's like, next person. She's like, come down, please. So I show up. I'm just like, I just want to know if I can get on an earlier flight. And if I can't, I would really need a hotel voucher because I'm going to be coming in later than I need to for my check-in. And she ends up telling me that this airline specifically, who I will put on blast in a few minutes, and you're probably going to be like, oh, of course. I'm about cheap viewers. Girl, shut up. I've got one right here. I've got 2 right here. I'm viewing myself. Yeah, I'm like the first. Yeah, she says like, oh, we don't offer hotel vouchers for other places. You only offer hotel vouchers for the place that we're in right now. And I'm like, now that I look back in hindsight, I should have asked the front desk when I got to my location. But that's not either here nor there yet. Because I was under the impression I still had a reservation. Which was simply not true, despite my efforts. Which we will be getting to. At the end of the day, too, this was all timing of the divine. I say timing of the divine because of what I found out about said reservation and where I'm at now. Don't know why this took so long to get me here, but, whatever. Maybe somebody was in my room and fussing up a fight. I don't know. Whatever. So she tells me she can't help, but her manager might. And she points me in her direction. Once the guy's gone, I go over there and I'm like, this is what I need. I would like a hotel voucher or some kind of way to be put on a flight earlier. And she, as a manager, is just like, well, I'm not sure if we can do that. I need to talk to my supervisor. Can you step to the side? Okay. I step to the side. He said, next person. I'm like, are you going to get the supervisor? When did you call for the supervisor? Did you already call for the supervisor? Because I didn't see that. She basically does the same move for like 2 other families. And that's when I'm like, no, bitch, because now you're just starting another line. You're just starting another fucking line. You're a manager. Why don't you know what? So, at that point, with all that hullabaloo, I just go back to whatever gate I was supposed to go to for my next flight. Or no. Yeah, because I was just going to sit at the airport. I think I went on my way to the gate for the next flight. I had to go through TSA again. And they threw away some stuff that I didn't even know was in there. That they let me pass with the first time, mind you. I think that's very important. I don't know who wasn't on your job, but they weren't. And that shouldn't have been my fault. That shouldn't have been my cross to bear. just because you have to set an example or whatever. Um, yeah, so I go through TSA again just to be like, hey, um, what can I do? I try to go to the gate, and the gate moves like 2 more times. And then I'm like, you know what? I have hours before this next flight. I'm exhausted. I run up and down this airport at least 2 to 3 times. And I think at that point, I go sit down, I start charging my phone. I call my sibling. I'm like, could you pick me up? if this flight is really gonna take off at this time, I want to go home. I cried a little bit. I was like, this was so frustrating, so exhausting. I don't even want to be in this environment anymore. I feel not attacked, but I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe in this environment, not just because of how many people are here, but because of the mental and emotional turmoil I have had to go through. I'm about to shut down. And was. At that point, I called them and said they're on their way. Give me a minute. And I said, got you. I'm going to sit right here and charge my phone. I call up the hotel. This is where this comes in. I call up the place I have my reservation at. And I get through like a directory first. They're like, oh, you got to call them. Turns out they're not fucking open yet. Do all this fucking time. But there's like a time difference or whatever. So they're like, oh, you just got to call them. They should be fine. I'm like, okay. But is there a fee? Is there like something I should know? Is there like anything that's going to go on that's going to affect my reservation? I said, no, you should be fine if you're checking in. It's just a flight delay. Just let them know, yada, yada. Oh my God, because I think I did leave a voicemail. These bastards. Terrible, terrible, terrible people. Terrible, terrible people. Whatever. My emotional support drink. This is just at one airport. The second one isn't as bad, but still bad. So, this is the same airline. I'm talking to the director again. I call them again. No. The first time I called them, and yeah, they didn't pick up. I don't think they were open. I think I left a voicemail. I call the director again. I'm just like, what do I do? And they're like, okay, just get back to him. I'll give him a few minutes and then hit him up. I said, okay. So I did. I don't remember if someone picked up. I remember leaving some kind of voicemail. And I remember talking to the director again that I should be good as far as a reservation because I have a confirmation email request that I respond to. I'm just like, yes, I'm coming. Probably tomorrow. I even check in a box that says, are you checking in later? And I'm like, yeah. Yes. So I check the box and I call somebody and then I hope for the best. I think that's when I remember being on hold for a while. I don't know. At some point, it was just so exhausting that I just remember being like, oh, my ride's here. I'm going home. I'm going to take a nap. Because that whole night before him, I was spent packing. I spent hanging out with family. I spent chilling and just making sure everything's were in order before we left. And there was no sleep. 0 sleep whatsoever. I left work early and still didn't sleep. And I was like, you know what, that's fine, because I'll just sleep on the plane. Plane doesn't get there. At this point, this is like, I've been awake for more than 12 hours. Because my shift ended at like 7 something. I think it was 7. And, yeah. I'm like, I go home, and it was beautiful because I had like a sandwich to finish. Thank God, because my sibling was in denial, and they were just like, yeah, let's put it in the fridge for you for when you get back. I'm like, haha, that's funny. It's gonna be a while. I come back the same day. It's like, wow, good thing you didn't do that. I wonder who really cursed me. Maybe it was a sandwich. But just kidding. It was the Lord. The Lord said, "You're not meant to be on this flight right now. You're not meant to be at this hotel. You're not meant to be where you think you're gonna go in the time frame that you're talking about." And I'm like, man, what the fuck? Why? Man, what the fuck? Why? And he said, "You don't know." So I go home, I finish food, I enjoy my time one more time, family, even though I was irritated and exhausted and sad and frustrated. I take a beautiful nap, a very deep few-hour nap, and then it's time to go again. And at this point, I am disheartened, but I am a little bit more rested. Maybe not well rested, but a little bit more rested. So, my sibling drops me off again. We're like, good luck, love you, a little bit of tears. And I go up to the gate. I'm trying to remember if the gate moved. I think it did. It moved once and then delayed for hours. It was scheduled for 7-something p.m. and I don't remember taking off until like 9-ish, a little past 9. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never doing this with them again. Like, for multiple reasons, but definitely for this reason. So, I'm getting a little chilly. I've got a onesie to wear. Pardon me, intermission. Oh, intermission for real, because I have a sweet treat. Also, fit check. There you go. And some white feelers. You get the point. BRB. Making sure there's no access to my reflection. What a time, what a time. What a time, what a time. What a yeah, 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 yeah. What yeah, 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 yeah. Bakery Fresh. Okay, Bakery Fresh. Okay, Bakery Fresh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Now this isn't a Patti LaBelle pie. It's a Kroger pie. And we just hope that she just sold them the rights or something. Because if this tastes kind of bad, I'm going to be sad. Oh, you know what? It's not a Patti LaBelle pie. Patti LaBelle doesn't make these. It's a Walmart. Walmart does that. So maybe Walmart sold the recipe or whatever. Or whatever the fuck. Shit. Hope you're not listening too closely. um, Gotta have something sweet. I need something sweet. That's not my fault. Shit. As far as the waiting game for that next flight, though. That was a trip because I was already barely there mentally. So I fell asleep a few times in the chair. Just waiting on this fuck ass flight. And it finally comes around like 9 something. I think we board for real, or I board for real at like a little bit closer to 10. And yeah, and then we take off. And you know, that's the thing too, because it probably wasn't that late, but I do remember, oh no, it was. It was that late because the place I went to had a fucking time difference. So it seemed like the flight was just like what? Like an hour or two long? I think it was a 3-hour flight. Oh my God, it was a 3-hour flight, and I went to the connecting location, and it was like 30 minutes later. So I'm just like, oh, okay, I got time. I didn't even realize I was fucking jet lagged with no sleep anyway. So I get to this location, right? We're not gonna talk about how delayed that fucking flight was. It's like, you guys are joking. You guys are fucking joking. Because you're gonna cancel the flight 10 to 15 minutes after you delayed it the first time, but then keep the one that's like 2 to 3 hours late. What the fuck happened on either any of these? Now the insane person in me wants to be like, there was something wrong with the plane, and you know, you would have died or something. So many people would have died. And I'm like, okay, all right. But what about any earlier connecting flights? Like, what are we even fucking talking about? So God said no. And maybe that's fine, because the connecting flight was to Vegas. Woot woot. I had no desire ever in my life to go. It's just nothing for me there. I don't like to gamble, especially not my money. and the lights don't do anything for me except from afar, you know? If I'm there, I'm just like, it's fucking bright. But I had to just soak it in. I had to be like, wow, this is an adventure. We get there. For me, I get there, it's like, the time was maybe, I think it was 10. I think it was fucking 10:30 or something. And I get to the desk for Frontier, because you still have to ride Timbuktu, because it's another big airport. And I'm in Vegas. I'm like, oh, I'm in Vegas, baby. But I'm also like, how do I get to where I need to get to? I make my way over to the front desk, which is a good 10-20 minutes. There's somebody there, but then they conveniently go away. So I get to talk to the front desk agents. What seems like conveniently right before they leave. So, for the night. I'm talking to them. I'm like, I have this flight coming up, and it's really far away, because the connecting flight is going to take me to a flight that is departing at 12 p.m. So let me just break this down for you. My initial flight from one place to another, it was at 7:45 a.m. The flight I was put on after they decided no flight for you, when I rebooked it myself, was a connecting flight. It was going to be 7 p.m. or something. And then going to take me to the next. Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't even realize that that the connecting flight was going to be the next day, basically. So, it's been a fucking wild ride. So that 7 p.m. flight was going to take me to this area that had a flight at 12 p.m. And I didn't recognize that. I was just like, yeah, okay. It's just like a few hours. It's like, no, girl, that's like, that's a little, that's like 10 hours. It's like 9 hour. That's a whole day. That's a whole nother day you have to wait to get on another flight. And I didn't bring anybody with me. It's not like we were going to go hit the casinos or something. It was just going to be me walking around in a fucking airport. So I realized it too late after I booked it. That's why I was just like, all right, let me try to get another flight. And they said, you're not going to get help. We don't help our customers. So I show up at this new location. They're like, hey, I'm like, I would like an earlier flight than this 12 p.m. one if possible. If not, like 10 a.m., I'll take 11. I don't even give a fuck. Just get me anywhere closer because right now it is 11 p.m. the day before. And I don't want to stay here all day if that's possible. The agent, I don't even want to fault her for this because I don't know how true this is. But the agent at the desk is just like, she's like, okay, I understand. Yeah, that is rough. We do have agents coming in at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. So if you want to wait here, you can. Or you could just go back down and come back up at 4 a.m. My ass sits there and waits. I'm like, okay, I'm tired of walking. So what I'll do is just wait till 4 a.m. till someone shows up. Maybe I might take a nap. Maybe, I don't know. I can do anything within this terminal. But I realized too, I was like, okay, 4 a.m., I'm going to need something to eat. If not before then right after. I had cranberries with me. They held me over for a little bit. But there was not real meals coming into this body for a good minute. Until recently. That's so sad. So, I'm getting tired already. Quick. They sold the recipe. I'm glad they did. So, I thought it's gonna be a long ass story time. But my lives are about 1 hour, 30 minutes anyway, so I think it's fine. It's not, but it'll be fine. So I'm at the front desk. I'm not checking my bags again. I'm tired. My bag's already checked. It's just my carry-on and my personal item, which I realize are heavier than I thought. As far as just something to lug around for like 2 days straight. Make it 3. Make it 4. I am there sitting because I need to charge my phone. I find an outlet, but it is quite literally so loosey-goosey. I had to drop, like push my stuff up against it. And while my phone's charging, I start talking to my sister, sibling, whatever. Me them blood retainer, blood sharer. We're talking on the phone. It's entertaining, it's fun. But I realized way too late that I didn't get any amount of sleep. I think I do after, it's 3 in the morning now. Mind you, I got at this location at 10:30 or something. There's a time difference. There's a 3-hour fucking time difference. And kudos to my sibling for staying on the phone for that long, because not only did they did not have any business doing so, but also they're a real trooper for that. I know it's just main interest. It's making sure I'm okay. Everything under the sun that they can to make sure that it's like, all right, you're not alone in this. And it's like, and I realized I'm just like, I'm sleepy. I don't even know what time it is for you over there. And we should probably both go to sleep and get as much sleep as we can. So I am on the floor. I'm on the floor. I've got a jacket, thank God. Still kind of cold, but I got a jacket with a hood. And I just lay on the floor. I close my eyes for a little bit. On the bright side, a beautiful, beautiful bright side, I have never been robbed in any of these situations. So that's really cool. Thank you, Jesus. Just in case. I'm fine. But it's that point of like, okay, I'm going to sleep on the floor until an agent gets here. Because either going back down through TSA, which is annoying. I had steel toe boots on. Like they don't have to, you don't have to take your shoes off anymore, supposedly, but I had steel toe boots on. And those boots were coming off. The first time they threw something away, it was my protection that I was gonna bring. And I didn't realize I didn't pack them in my suitcase rather than in my carry-on. Like a silly Billy. But mind you, they didn't even see it the first time, so that shouldn't be my fault. And it's like, girl, what? I didn't know it was there. Damn. I can't wait to go to sleep in the bed, to be honest. Like, at first I'm like, is it clean? But I'm also like, I'm in a good spot. I'm still gonna keep this on because, you know, but I trust it. Hey. Yeah, so I go to sleep for a little bit. I try to make sure I'm up before, I miss any flight attendants, anybody, ticket agents. And it's like 4 something at this point, because I'm just like, I don't see anybody there at 4. But, it's okay. Some people are late, You be late for your job sometimes. I can't be mad. But it gets like 4:10, 4:15, 4:20. I'm like, okay. So I go up there, and there's someone else waiting. There's like 2 other people waiting for gate agents to show up at 4. And this guy is there. He's like a professional chef or something. He's had his own ups and downs with the airline, but only just recently. Like, he said he's been flying with them for years, and this has never happened. Like, as terrible as it has been, it's never happened before. I'm like, what the hell? And you know what? That's probably a sign. I think that's interesting how. That's a sign that somebody's trying to put a fucking hex on me. But these bitches don't know I'm divinely guided and protected. Unfortunately, I hope that's just going right back to you, bitch. Because I got a good nap and got to have an adventure in Las Vegas. Even though I never... I didn't want to fucking go to that bitch. I had to anyway. He's like, yeah, somebody's trying to make you have a horrible time with your goals and your dreams, but on the bright side, sick adventure, great story time, content. I'm like, how about peace and serenity? Bitch, record. It's like, okay, never mind. Yeah, so I get over there. He's complaining. This other guy who's been waiting on the people. Wow. I just realized how nice my skin looks. It's not like TikTok filter. I've had such a stressful few days. And the quality's low over here. I love it. Mm. Mm. Yeah, so guy's complaining. He's hooting and hollering. I'm gonna let him do it, you know, because I'm tired too. I'm tired and I'm mad. There was a point where I called customer service back at the first fuck up. And I was like, I have a hotel to get to. And they canceled the flight. They didn't tell us why. And I was so disrespected and so disregarded at the front desk that I'm so jarred by this. And this is my first experience with you guys. I don't see myself doing this again. I don't really know what to do because all I really need at this point is a hotel voucher. So who can I talk to get this done? And they're like, we don't do hotel vouchers over the phone. We're so sorry to hear about this, but we can give you an extra voucher for something else. So I'm like, all right, what it is? They give me like $35 worth of vouchers, which is like 3 separate things. And I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, only 35, right? You know how much your tickets cost, especially when you include all the amenities that are naturally included in other devices, other companies. So, okay. But I was also like, 35? $35 for some food, huh? And they're like, no bars, no taverns, no this, no that, and you can't do online orders, and you have to make sure you use it tomorrow. And I'm like, you're damn right, because I'm about to go to a city that I don't even fucking know or care to be in. So, yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to look for a tavern or a bar to spend your $35 fucking dollars. It's going to take everything away from me. That's going to cost $35. The trip over there is going to, Anyway, so in my head, I'm like, okay, so I basically got a free meal. All I have to do is talk to a ticket agent about increasing my flight. And then I'm back in business, baby. I was not, in fact, back in business. A ticket agent never showed up. The guy who was frustrated was like, you don't want to eat here, it's too expensive. I'm like, I'm going to use these vouchers. And he's like, that's not going to do much. I'm like, he had no fucking clue who he was talking to. I'm a master budgeter. Girl. I'm going to get 8 meals out of this bitch. You don't even know. So, you don't know. I saw that. That was jarring. Yeah, so after he rants and helps me realize that they are never fucking coming, I'm like, it's like 45 minutes past now. I never saw them leave. I was like, I'm gonna go do TSA. I'm gonna wait on this flight because God forbid I try to wait to find somebody who can find me a new flight and I just waste my time again when I could be eating. I could be having any sort of meal. I could be engaging in any kind of rest that isn't on a floor and that isn't real rest. Because I'm waiting for some assistance. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go utilize my time doing something the fuck else. And you know what? It was utilized. Tell you a story. I've been telling a story for the past hour and a half. To me. Don't piss me off. I don't like this one, okay? You came to the wrong one. Anyway, as I was saying, as I was saying, um, I'm ignoring you anyway, cause oh my god, um, like the fact that yeah, that was crazy. I'm talking about my fucking story. You could wait on context clues, but instead you just start pissing people off. You can go. I'm having a ball over here. Ain't nobody begging you to stay here. Oh my god, being disrespectful. Anyway, so anyway, so as I was saying to myself, um, I'm essentially I'm going down. I'm just like, all right, let me just go get something to eat. Let me go sit down. I don't even feel like debriefing y'all. Like, y'all are disrespectful. You can go. I don't care. You're gonna have to watch the replay. You fucked up. Like, if you were so annoying on the first half. Bye. Damn. Shit. Ruined my vibe. Anyway, to the person who was here the whole fucking time. I go down, I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna go get some food. I'm gonna get what I need to get, and I'm just going to just wait on the damn flight, because if that shit cancels again, I mean, I got a $35 voucher. I got a $35 voucher for food, and I had not eaten until, no. Yeah, I didn't eat anything before, like, I think the last time I ate that was like, y'all just gave me the wrong one. I don't know what to tell you, because I don't know what kind of attitude you had before this, but it doesn't matter over here. Swipe if you want somebody to entertain you on that note, because it's just not the right one. So, when it came to the meal itself, I'm like, I know how to budget out $35. I know how to make shit work. I know how to squeeze survival instincts into touchy situations. So, in that case, it's like, you get $35. I hope this was worth, the wait. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. And it's like, you guys are gonna get a scathing review. It will be treacherous, and I hope it puts you out of business. But, and I don't even do reviews. I don't do reviews. I don't do that shit. Unless it's, like, really good. And even then, I'll forget. So, in this time, I was just like, oh, I'm remembering every fucking ounce of what the fuck they did. It's just, sure. So, it's right here. So the last time I ate at this point, not including the time difference, the last time I ate, was probably like 4 p.m. Nah, earlier than that. Oh my God, it was earlier than that. Oh my God, it was earlier than that. That's so sad. Because the flight was 7 p.m. 7 something. We had to get to the airport hours before that, just to make sure. And I ate and had a nap. Had a beautiful nap before going to the airport. So, and then I had cranberries. So I was, in my head, that man was just like, $35, that's a whole meal right there. Da-da-da-da. It's not gonna mean stuff. You should just wait here. I'm like, I'm not listening to you. I need food. And they've already showed me that they don't give a flying fuck about their customers. I'm gonna use this fucking voucher. I'm not wasting any more time on I already slept on the floor. I already slept on the damn floor. I'm not doing this anymore. So, golly. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go down there and hope the flight comes. And if it doesn't, I pray I get another at least $35 voucher. Because I'll do what I need to do. If if I still have not, like been met where I'm at, then I don't know. My first thought is suing, but like you can't. You need a lawyer or whatever. I have my own representation. So, yeah. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go eat. I'm gonna go eat. I'm gonna fuck. I'm gonna budget this shit out. I'm gonna go through TSA and I'm not looking back. Because I'm getting on a goddamn flight. So, I go down. I try to have relatively okay expectations. At that point, I don't even, my one track mind was let's utilize this voucher. Let's go eat. TSA throws out one more thing. And to my surprise, later on, it's not the end of the world for that either because I have a smaller dupe in my bag. And I'm like, oh, things weren't so bad. Things were never that bad, in the grand scheme of things. But it was just exhausting. It was tumultuous. It was unnecessary. It was disrespectful. It was disrespectful, actually. I forgot. Because that front desk was a piece of shit. I hate her. I hate her so bad. Like, she's an asshole. I don't give a fuck. I hope her day was terrible after that. Because you just so rude. Like, you so rude. You so rude, bitch. You so rude. How they gone? I guess that's what you gotta deal with when they stream. Motherfuckers don't listen. Don't really matter. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, all right, I'm down here. What do we got to eat? Whoa, what we eating, baby? There's a Burger King. And this is a little bit past 4 in the fucking morning. There is nobody open. There was no one fucking open. And it's like, okay, what we eating? There was the convenience stores. There was Burger King, I think, was open. But I don't even think they were really open yet. I had to do like one walk down. And then another walk back up. The most interesting about this visit was the casinos. The fact that they have actual casinos in the airport. I'm like, I know why, like I get it. It's Vegas, baby. You just got here. I can't, it's why it's not on my list. It's why it was not on my list. I'm just not their demographic. I'm simply as somebody who prides himself on budgeting and making things stretch and doing what I can to make sure that I am okay financially. I'm just not a Vegas girl. I'm not the demographic to be there. I'm not the demographic to truly appreciate the slot machines. If I went again, I would try to see what the food was like because I don't remember hearing if the food was good or not. But anyway, because that just left a bad taste in my mouth, in my eyes. My eyes! Anyway, so by the time I walked up and down, it was just, things started opening. I was like, all right, so what we eating? Other than the convenience store. It was just, I had to look at these prices. The prices were insane. I know that he was saying, that's one meal. I'm like, I get it, but you don't know who I am. So, creepy. The fuck? Not this turning into a ghost thing. Anyway, girl, relax. I'm telling a story. Yeah, so by the time I saw the convenience store prices, I was like, no. I needed real breakfast anyway. I wasn't just gonna keep eating snacks. Um, there was this restaurant over there that looked really good, but you need a reservation. And then once I realized I need the reservation, I was like, no, that's gonna be the $35. That's gonna be my entire voucher, and then my own money. So maybe not. So I just ended up getting some Burger King. It was kind of, but I got breakfast. And then I got a water and some snacks, and then that finished up my voucher. It's just the fact that it was just water, some snacks, and a Burger King sandwich. Breakfast sandwich. But I'm like, this isn't the regular price in the outside, is it? No, right? Seems illegal. But okay. So at that point, I'm just like, yeah, now we're just waiting on a flight. We had our food. We got the journal. And I saw the guy come down. That's what happened. The guy came down. He was just like, yo, I gave up. At this point, it was well past 5 a.m., closer to 6. Those motherfuckers were supposed to be there at 4 a.m. The ticket agents were supposed to be there at 4 a.m. And this man came down at like 5, 6 a.m. talking about I gave up. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's really tragic. It's really messed up. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I really hope they go out of business. I really, really hope they go out of business. Because that's not the end of it either. Because after that, it's just like, okay. I wish it was the end of it. I wish it was the fucking end of it. I wish after that, it's like, wow, we gave up. Oh, the plane came on time. Everything's okay. No. It's like 5, 6 a.m. We still had to wait till 12 p.m. The scheduled time that it was supposed to start boarding, start taking off. These motherfuckers did not... They delayed this one too. After 12 p.m. And you know what? They changed the gate twice. Once the first time, all the way across the way. The next time, just across the street. In the airport street, whatever. And then they were just like, all right, now do you mind waiting like another 2 hours? And it's like, what do you mean? For what? That's what I will never understand. And like, I think this time they said it was like staff something or something about not having the right enough staff, and it doesn't really... I'm like, I want to give you leeway, but why is wrong with you? What is wrong with you as a company where you've had 3 separate delays? The first one was just by 5-10 minutes. Maybe a little more, maybe 30. But you canceled it within 5-10 minutes of that initial delay. The second one was delayed for at least the 2 hours. I want to say it was like 3 or 4, to be honest. But it couldn't have been that long. I just fell asleep a few times. Couldn't have been that long, right? Right. So, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? And then this third one is just like, around 3? He's like, no! Get the shit together! So, we ended up waiting another 2 hours just to board. That's when it starts to end, at least as far as the airport issues. But that's the thing. That's the fucking thing. The airport issues were the cause of the rest of my issues. Were the bane of my existence for the rest of my issues. Because mind you, I called my place for the reservation. I called multiple times, and I left 2 confirmation emails. 2 confirmation emails. They asked me twice, hey, you coming? Say, yeah. I also probably will have to check in late. Okay? Why is it that by the time I get there, they're talking about the computer cancels it automatically? The sirens are coming to pick your ass up. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, is there no other, what do you mean? And that's me on the way to the reservation. Like, I've loaded myself in this Uber. The guy was interesting in a way that I'm not too fond of. And my phone's dying again. That shit was just so played out. I'm on my way to the reservation and they're saying you don't have one, and also we're about to close. And I'm like, but I called, I left a voicemail. I got the impression that all I needed to do was call y'all to let y'all know that I'm on my way. It's not like, huh? And whoever was on the phone was just like, well, my computer's shutting down like as we speak, like da 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 da. I'm like, what? So I can't check in. I can't even show up. What do you mean? I'm like, is there anything else I can do? And then I think she starts telling me about another location, but I think I got cut off by someone else calling me. And then I pressed the wrong button or something. I'm like, fuck. And at that point, I was just like, all right, let's just go on the way. I tried to pick up another area, and they're like, oh, we're booked out. Like, there's a concert tonight. No offense to him, because he was just doing his job. But I'm like, man, that is fucked. I am fucked. You're telling me I don't have a place to sleep tonight. I got all this shit. And I'm on the clock about spending my money. It is leaving my pocket as we speak. So I don't have time or the funds to just be running around here in a fucking Uber knowing that everything costs 10 times more. Especially when you get picked up from the airport. So, I had to cancel that as far as like a stop to take before the next one, which was my initial reservation. And I get there, the property manager is there, but nobody else that could help me. And the irony about it all was that while we were trying to figure this shit out, I see something really sketchy happen, and then I see like cop car pull up right afterwards, and the area itself get a little of that guy. The area itself was sus. It was sus to me. I was just like, okay. I'm like, this isn't exactly what I had in mind when I looked on the map. But okay. And yeah, so basically I was basically saved again, because the property manager was just like, listen, I can't do much for you, but we do have a sister location that's 24 hours. And I'm like, okay. That's all I could say. My Uber driver left. I had to call a new one. And basically, the property manager was like, I gotta go make my rounds. I'll be back. Check on you. I'm like, okay. Might be gone. New guy comes up. He was very helpful. He was cool. And I go to this new location, and it's like super duper duper way farther than I needed to be. And that was super disappointing to me, because I'm already paying a buttload of Uber money just to get over to this one. So what is this? Now, this is where things start, kind of looking up a little bit. They take me to the sister location. They're 24 hours. The woman at the front desk, fantastic person, a doll, quite. She was so nice, so kind, super sweet. And she told me too, she was like, hey, if you called them, they could have checked you in over the phone by just giving the card information. You could have been checked in. You could have been checked in. You just weren't there physically. But if you knew you were coming and you knew you confirmed twice, and I didn't get a cancellation email, I didn't get a cancellation anything. They just don't tell you that they took your reservation away, which is fucking crazy to me because that just gives malpractice to me. So once we get there, it's like chill, everything's nice. I'm like, okay. I lock myself out of my room and she sees me and she's just like, it's gonna be okay. I'm like, thank you. I am exhausted. I've been through enough. For me personally, I've been through enough for this last few days regarding my plans not working out the way I wanted them to, but also being forced to realize that that's a blessing in disguise, yada yada. And she helps me out to get me my room, and then right after I get in my room, there's a blackout. There's a fuck ass blackout. Not even from the hotel itself, just from the general area. I'm like, how does that happen? I was like, does this happen often? And she was like, nope, it's never happened to me. It's never happened. I was like, right. right. I'm like, oh my God. She's being funny. Like, the universe is being hilarious. And essentially the whole thing with that stay, she was like, I can only let you stay here for one night. After the 21st, you're free to stay like a week. Because that's when we'll have another space. But mind you, the place, I'm starting a job on the 21st. And that's nowhere near this location that I'm at right now. And I'm like, I would like to have somewhere to stay. But I don't know if I'll be able to just come back here after this week, after tonight, because wherever I gotta go next, it has to be sustainable for me, because I don't have, I'm going off of my own savings. I'm going off of whatever I've already made. I'm trying to make sure I'm budgeting properly, but it's also realizing that you can only budget so much. God will keep throwing you fucking wrenches. She's like, this is the last one. I'm like, wow. Thank you, Lord. But in the end, it's like, I can't stay for more than a night. I couldn't stay for more than a night, but they had another location, closer than the one I was in, but still not that close to where I needed to be. So, but it was also 24 hours. And a little bit cheaper. I mean, quite a bit cheaper. No, it wasn't. No, yeah, it was. I don't remember. I think it was cheaper, but, it was so far. So I was like, okay, let me just book this one for the morning, for the week. See if I can find something else for a month within that week. And it still has a good hold on cancellations, so I'm not going to be billed too much. So that night, I go to sleep stressing, but I bathed. I did shower. It was a very comfortable place. It was very comfortable. It was clean. I was nervous still about sleeping in the bed, but it was fine. And yeah, I'm like, there was only like one thing wrong with it, but it was a non-issue. It was like a loose screw or something. But essentially, what's it called? I ended up booking there. My sibling was saying like, How would you think about this area? How would you think about this location? These are the reviews. The reviews were kind of, But I'm noticing too that the reviews can be kind of, it's like hit or miss. Sometimes, even when somebody's trying to be as honest as possible, it's still a perspective that you don't know anything of. Still a perspective that may still be biased and doesn't tell a full story, and you try to go for reviews and it still gets a little funky. So I went to sleep booking a room at a location that was still farther from where I needed to be, but close enough as far as like a driving distance. And I felt like a peace of mind knowing that, although I called the person on the phone and was just like, hey, do you guys have any openings? And she was just like, yeah, a few. But I also heard how they were talking to their customers, and I was like, at least talking about the amenities and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna want to do that. But if it's cheaper and I can stay for a week and figure it out, then I will. Now, mind you, I'm okay with this decision. I've made a decision, and I was planning to stick with it. My mother calls me in the morning and saying, hey, I found another option for you. Shouldn't have. God bless her, love her bad, but she doesn't do research. She just doesn't. She doesn't fucking do research. She brings me a proposition. She said this place is much cheaper, and it was somewhere that I had my eye on a little bit, but I was also like, I don't really understand how the layout is. I don't know. It's giving motel rather than hotel, and I don't think I really want to do motel. I've been trying to avoid motel, actually. That's been the greatest advice I've been receiving, and they were right. So, but I love the price. Loved the price. So my mother tells me, she's like, I've got this place. It's close-ish to your job. It's a little bit closer than where you're going, and it's cheap, and you can do like a deluxe room for this and this and this. And I heard cheap and deluxe room, and I was just like, yeah, okay. Here, let me cancel this and make sure everything's all right, and then I'll just book it and go. We did it. It worked out in that way where you could just do it and go. But when I got there, I was like, this is a motel. This is most definitely a motel. And I got there early, as a matter of fact, because checkout for that location was before 11 as standard, I think. And the check-in for this location was 3. And I was like, hey guys, I booked with you pretty recently, but take your time. I know I'm early. You don't have to speed run anything. I don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting. If it's for a clean and habitable room, I do not mind waiting. Especially if I know I was the one who showed up early. So they're like, okay, like I hear him immediately start stressing to his coworkers. I'm like, I wish I could be like, no shade, but it's like, boo. If I said I don't mind waiting, don't turn around and start rushing people. That doesn't make any sense. I'm sure you've heard the idea like, oh, I don't mind waiting, and then come back and be like, hey, what's going on? But I mean, how long do you think, how long, if I said I'm fine with waiting, it's not even just that I think everybody should assume that I'm actually genuinely fine with waiting only like a certain amount of time. I'm saying I know when checkout is. I know when check-in is. If I am hours between either of these, I can take accountability for that and recognize that I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. In this case, not only did I book last minute, but I was early. And I don't know what he was saying exactly to his coworkers, but he was just like, oh, like the look and the tone of his voice when I said, yeah, I know I'm early, but I don't mind waiting. It was like a, it felt like the Nicki Minaj. I never be like me. And it's like, bro. And then mind you, even after that, 30 minutes later, he was, no, at first he said like, okay, your room will be ready in about 30 minutes. And I'm like, it can be longer. It can be much longer. That's totally fine with me. But instead he goes like, he's like, in 30 minutes, in like 25, 30 minutes, he's like, okay, it's clean, you're ready to go. I'm like, oh, okay. Red flag. I should have said that shit. And that's the thing, because I reserved for a month, and then I only paid for the week. Because I was just like, yeah, I just wasn't sure yet, you know? I just wasn't sure about if I was going to be able to. Or, no, it's not even that. It was like it felt like a better deal to pay per week but have a monthly stay. And it kind of was. The price was like $4 something. So I was like, dope. That is way cheaper than what I was about to do. Nice. But mind you, the room was clean in under 30 minutes when I got there extremely early. So I show up to the room with all my shit. The second I open the door, it smells like a smell I do not enjoy. And it's like the floors are mad sticky. Like I don't understand, like you just mopped, you know. I brought dirt inside, but everything around there, like no matter what I did, it was just sticky ass shoes. I'm like, what the hell? And on top of that, I go in there's a counter, and it's covered in stains, like actual stains. I don't know how long they had to be there for it to do that, but it was stained the hell up. It smelled like I want to say mildew, because I go into the bathroom. First of all, the bathroom door has a hole patched up, and I wish I could say no shade. But I gotta be a little bit shady, because I said I could wait. You didn't have to put me in just the first available fucking room. You had to clean that bitch up. It smelled nasty. There was shit missing from it, like appliances missing from it, that I didn't realize until the end of the night. Which was crazy. Because like, how it's one thing to be like, okay, our cleaning is subpar, but you didn't even notice. First of all, I had a missing microwave. That shit wasn't in there. I looked on their website at all the pictures. Every unit had a microwave, and I'm looking at mine like, where the fuck? Where the fuck is my microwave? I went shopping earlier that day in hopes to make food. Oh my God. In hopes to make food in this unit that I was not comfortable to be in. And on top of that, I went out and bought cleaning supplies just so I can try to survive like a week there or something. And then maybe I'll talk to him about like doing something else. But no. Like that day I was just like, okay, this is kind of rough. Like as far as smell, as far as the door was patched and there was spray paint on the walls, on the door, on the floor. I don't know why the fuck there was spray paint. What seemed like, I should say, spray paint, because it was black. Don't get me wrong. I didn't see exact things that showed that was blood, but I'm like, that's not normal. That looks like spray paint. That was like fucking spray paint. And I'm like, y'all couldn't paint over this at any point in time before my arrival, before my reservation? You just put me in fucking anything. What's going on? What? And then I go in there, there's stains on the on the fridge, that is red, but it didn't seem like blood red. It seemed like some kind of juice that just never got cleaned up. And I know for a fact they didn't clean up the fucking room before I got there. Because not only was the floor sticky, if you use mop water, it was dirty. It's just the fact that the smell was just so strong of something. I'm like, y'all didn't air out anything. You didn't wipe down the fridge. You didn't... It was nasty as fucking there. It was nasty as hell. And not even in the way that it's like... It wasn't the worst things ever. I don't know the exact smell of a roach, but if somebody asked me... Ugh. Anyway, I'm not a fan of roaches either, so really it reminded me of the meme where it's like, it don't smell like roaches or nothing. And I'm like, oh, is this it? Is this the smell of roaches? Okay. Like, just walking into there for the first, 5 to 10 minutes, just putting all my bags in and being like having that choice solidified in me, I was like, I can't sleep here. I can't be in here. I don't want to. I don't feel comfortable. I don't even want to take off my shoes for real. I don't want to sit on the bed. I barely want to sit on this chair. I don't feel right in this space. So I go back out to the lobby and I'm just like, hey guys, what's the process of upgrading, or can I just move my room? I would like to move my room. And he was just like, well, we can get a clean service out there at any point, just let us know. And I'm like, yeah, but I think I just want to move room. At that point, when I asked him to move my room, I did not even fucking register the gap in the wall of a missing microwave. Because it's funny to me. It's not funny. It's not fucking funny. But it's funny to me because this is not a small appliance. If it were a small appliance, it's not that small. It's not toaster oven size. It's bigger than that. And it was above the sink. It wasn't just on the placement that they had these microwaves in the pictures was hanging up under the cabinets. And I'm like, I didn't even fucking register that I was missing something so integral. Because also the stove that they had looks like it was about to fly off the fucking counter. However somebody did it, however somebody installed it, it now has a gap. That shit was, it didn't feel safe to me. It didn't feel right. I was like, I don't want to cook on that. Not just because I don't trust that y'all really clean this thoroughly, but I know for a fact that's not supposed to look like that. And even if it's fine, what's up? I give context if you're not rude. But there's gonna be a playback. Yeah, it was a missing goddamn microwave. And I'm like, how? If there was a previous tenant, if there was a immediate previous tenant, how the fuck did they just walk off with a microwave and you not notice? And then, how are you going to put me in a room with a missing microwave and you not notice? I said I'd give context if you're not rude. Did I call you rude? Oh, you know what? I have to break this shit down for y'all for real. Do you want context or no? And even then, I don't care. I don't care, because there is a playback. Yeah, so y'all just wait. Y'all just want to be weird today. I don't care. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood until y'all try to get a little weird. It's like, how am I getting called rude? And it's like, who did that? I that was weird. Anyway, as I was saying to myself, and that's the thing too. I have to recognize where it's just like it's all about like, oh, I don't feel like reading no bullshit. It's all about like, oh, okay, I guess you are. This is a platform, da da da. But I have to recognize that my platform isn't for everybody. It's for people who I don't fucking know. It's for me mainly, so it really doesn't fucking matter. So it's interesting to see the people who are gonna piss me off leave, and it's just like, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like to stand on business. Yeah, I don't care. So yeah, it was weird how it's like, okay, yeah, you don't have to rush, all right? It's no issue to get this done. I understand that I'm not at a time frame that really works. What do you want me to say to that? Oh, you're in a bad mood. Okay. So you came to me. Well, I'm recapping about some really disrespectful times. So if that's not going to fix your mood, then maybe you should go. I'm not somebody I'm not in my own mood to fix somebody else's mood either. So maybe this isn't the right place for you. Because you're already taking shit mad personal. So maybe you should go. Anyway, what time is it for y'all? For you to be coming up in here? Is this the time frame where people... Bye. Is this the time frame for people to get weird in people's comments? Is that like a thing? It's not I'm gonna get a good answer. Anyway. You too. Good luck. When it comes down to it, I'm like, to be pushed into a room where there was no due diligence, like zero. Not just on cleaning, but to make sure your standard shit was in there. That shit's crazy. So at that point, that same day, I'm just like, okay, the smell is too much. Call me autistic, I don't give a fuck. The smell was too much. The stains were too much. The stickiness of the floors was too much. I didn't even bother taking off my shoes. I did not want to put anywhere of my feet on there. Okay, enjoy yourself. I hope you're having a good time. Truly, genuinely. But I am not in a mood to hold anybody's hand right now, just letting you know. Yeah, so for it to be like that and be like, okay, y'all didn't do the due diligence, and at this point I am ready to go. I am ready to go, but also trying to make it work and being like, okay, I understand the financial limit I'm at. Can I move rooms? I remember, thanks, you're correct. I hope you're not depressed. Boredom is fine, but I hope you're not depressed. Because I'm not going to help with that. I'm genuinely not going to be able to help with that of my own volition. I just know, I'm like, damn. We all are. Exactly. So, damn. So here's context. I've been on a traveling journey, and I've been through at least, well, I guess it's not really a third time's a charm. I had reservations at hotels one fell through. One was great, was way too far. And the third one, and the fourth one I'm at now, fantastic. I'm loving it so far. It's been great. I don't know if I should say too much info on where well, I've been to Las Vegas. That was on accident. I had no intention to be there. My full intention was to just do a one stop. Yeah, at least for this minute. For this moment in my life, it's just been the States. But it's been a lot of, I've been trying to relocate essentially. And it has been a fucking wild ride to just relocate. I want to go to Japan too. I've been in Canada, that's nice. But I've heard things about, I want to go to Japan, but I don't think I want to live there. I have my own idea about, like, if I were to go, it would be, if I were to go somewhere to live, it would be Amsterdam. But I think that's also just telling myself, that it's, like, really cool. I like, there's like an aesthetic about it. Something about those cobblestone streets. That seems really good. It seems really, 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 really good. And I like the idea of markets. Like, so, it's not a very well thought out. Yeah. I'm like, I like the idea of markets. It's not too in-depth about why I want to go, but definitely appeals to me, I believe. Right now I'm just relocating in the States, and I had this whole plan set up, and it all hit the fan almost immediately, due to a fucking airline. I almost forgot. Yeah, I didn't fucking forget, for real. I'm coming for your ass. I can't wait till they go out of business, because, I'll be in the stands cheering. It was the first time I flew with them. I'll leak the info later. Basically, the first flight canceled on me. And then I had to book myself through another one, which was like a connecting flight rather than just like a straight shot. But in attempts to have an earlier flight, because that connecting flight was going to make me miss the reservation I already had, in attempts to try to solve that, the front desk was full of shit. The people at the gates didn't know shit. And I slept at an airport multiple times for what felt like unnecessary reasons. But I did get a $35 voucher cut up into 3 pieces. And I did visit Las Vegas. I'm not a gambling person. I did not do any of that. But I did take pictures of the slot machines that they had at the airport. I don't think that's healthy. I don't think that's normal. I don't think that's, like, I understand their economy, but I don't think that's okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a fucking wild ride. And it wasn't even a ride. There was a lot of not riding on that ride. And then by the time I got here, my first choice as a reservation canceled on me without telling me. So I spent Uber money that I wish I didn't. But, correct. Don't go to Las Vegas. Unless you just like seeing the lights, but don't go. The reservation I had, yeah, I spent the money on the Uber and I regret it. But also, the reservation area was sus as shit. So that was gonna be a really problematic living space for me, I think. And I never even got to see the room, so that probably wasn't even a good idea anyway. Who knows? Um, Now, and like on first impression, I'm like, okay, that's just a street, you know? That's just a street that's a little bit poorly done, like a few potholes. But I could have swore I saw some sus ass activity and then a police car roll up right afterwards. And I'm like, oh. And this was something that was right next door. But he definitely ran in the direction of. Yeah, no. That was not for me. That was not meant for me. I don't even want to say, because I don't know what happened. I didn't see shit. You can't tell me shit. I didn't see shit. I saw interesting and suspicious behavior. And somebody confirming that something's wrong over here. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't try to lay my head in this general area. Which brought me to my next area, which was much better as far as location. Well, not as far as location. As far as safety and as far as cleanliness and response from management and staff. But it was way farther than I needed to be for where I was going. And I only could stay a night anyway. They didn't have openings after that night. And the funny thing about it too, when I was there, the power went out like immediately as I got inside. After struggling, getting locked the fuck out within the first 5 to 10 minutes of checking in. And then I was just like, okay, I'm settled. And it wasn't even the hotel that did it. It was the surrounding area, and we were all just like, fuck, what do we do? The staff was great. She was a sweetheart. She was like, here, charge your phone, sit down, relax. I'm like, emotionally, I cannot get this out, but mentally, I am done. And I think she understood that, and she was really great about it. Did leave her a review. I hope she sees it. Hope she gets a raise. And then after that, this is the part where it's like, my idea was to go to this other location that was still far from where I needed to be, but not as far from where I was. Not as far, whatever. The one night stay was way too far. I went to somewhere that was 24/7, or I was going to, but my mother, God bless her soul, my mother, she said, there's a cheaper area that's a little bit closer too. And I was like, cheaper? Closer? Yeah, what is it? Neither of us did the proper research, but I had to stay there. So those were the motherfuckers. Nice people, not due diligence. Did not do due diligence. I got there early. I told them, hey, it's cool. I don't mind waiting. I'm sure you hear that all the time. They give you an attitude, but I really genuinely don't mind waiting. Because I know I'm early and this is last minute and yada, yada, yada. Got at the front desk. Immediately start stressing. Check-in is at 3 p.m. I think I got there at 10. I got there at fucking 10 a.m. I was not in any fucking rush to be in another room. I just wanted it to be good. I wanted it to be good enough. So, yeah, I think he lights a fire under his staff's ass, but I think it just burned them. It didn't make them do anything better. I think the only thing they did in there was change the towels and maybe mop the floor. But whatever they mopped with was fucking gross. And the smell in there was terrible. I don't know the exact smell of roaches, but I'm sure it was that because, it got to a point where I was just like, I don't want to sit down anywhere. I definitely don't want to take my clothes out of my bag and make it touch anything. And I am too mentally ill I'm too mentally ill and paranoid about um, private public spaces where it's like, you know, someone has been in here before, but but you know, they're not here now. So what was left behind? Their smell, the way they live. So I felt like I got direct, it's like I was there with them. On top of that, I was missing standard appliances that I think should have been noticed by the staff long before I even got there. Long before I was even put in the room, because that's what's still hanging me up, because the fact that I did not notice that I was missing a microwave until the end of the night. I think that shows very much on my mental state at the time. But it's also, I'm like, damn, y'all work here. You work here. I just got here. I don't even remember what the fuck I booked. You know what you're doing. Somebody should. So, in that essence, I know that day I was just like, okay, I got in there and I was just like, I'm just gonna ask for another room. I'm like, hey, I went up to him. I was just like, can I just get another room? And also, what would an upgrade cost me? What's the tiers to that? And he was like, deluxe is 600 plus, or an extra 600. I was like, okay, what about below that? What about a little bit below? He was like, well, that one is a little bit bigger, and it's an extra 300. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I'll let you see it before you decide. I'm like, cool. But mind you, I was like, and if not, I'll just take another room. A clean, new room. Didn't even think about a microwave yet. But at that point, he's like, okay, that's fine. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go out and do some stuff. I went out and got some cleaning supplies. Because I was like, No. He said that he couldn't put me in any new room until the next day. Just off availability. And I was like, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So I will have to sleep here. Okay. And that's when at that point I'm just like, I will attempt a solution. I know how to be solution based. I will just clean up after them. I will just clean where I see fit, where I will be using for the night, because I'm gonna get a new place. But I went out, I did my whole thing, I walked, I got some stuff that I needed. I come back, I got food that was gonna be used in a microwave. Because I was under the impression that I had a microwave. And I didn't even understand that it's just a standard point in hotels or in motels, wherever the fuck you are. If it's not your house and you're paying for it, then to some degree you're going to have an appliance that's going to help you cook your food. And the stove already looked fucked up, so I wasn't going to use that. I was like, yeah, no, I'll just use a microwave. In my head, shopping for my needs, I'm like, I'll clean up the counter because the stains look disgusting. The smell of the place in and of itself made me feel unsafe, and the bathroom needed a lot of work for me, because I was like, there's a stain in this toilet that I am not comfortable with. I didn't make it. And that's where I'm just like, how long has this unit been unkept where you thought you could just do something within 30 minutes to it and then throw me in there? There's stains on this shit. There's spray paint on this shit. There's a patched hole in a door that could have easily been replaced on this shit. I didn't even use the tub. I didn't use the tub. I didn't fucking shower. It was overwhelming. It was too much. I was like, no, I'm gonna take a pirate's bath. I don't want to touch anything in here. I don't want to be in here. I feel like the air is touching me, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. So I had to go out. I went to go get some cleaning supplies. I come back, and I'm like starting to wipe some things down. I noticed one of my sponges was wet while in the package, and it smelled like mildew. That's not their fault. That's definitely Walmart. Don't know how the fuck that happened. Oh, God bless her. My siblings. I was like, okay, that's disgusting. Should I even still clean with this? So I start Cloroxing that down, just the sponge in and of itself. And then I realized the stains on the counter aren't coming up. There are red stains, red splotches on the kitchen, on the refrigerator. I don't think it was blood, but it was red. I was just getting ready to clean up. And I was just like, you know what? I had to stop for a second and be like, this is far too much work for just me. Oh, my sibling texted me. She wanted a tour of this place, but she was doing something before that. And I'm like, I recorded a video. I'll send it to her later. But, she's like, wait, did the tour happen already? It's like, yeah. Don't say you hear someone, that's ghosts. The fuck? I'm tired of ghosts. I'm not tired of ghosts, but it's not. And I'm gonna keep it like that. 'Cause, girl, you better shut up. I'm sleeping here tonight and it looks pretty and it's clean. I don't care. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. If you're in here and you're about to ruin my night, you picked the wrong one. 'Cause I will sleep right through it. No. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus, hallelujah, amen. How about that? Yeah, you gotta keep it to yourself, 'cause I'm done. I'm done doing that shit. I'm not trying to move too much anymore right now. I'm not, and especially not for no ghosts. Those motherfuckers are everywhere. She can go to the next room. Okay. I need more juice. I don't need it, but I want it. Yeah, I'm taking my time. Do what I can. Fighting these battles. And just hitting every speed bump with, hopefully, grace. Thank you. I hope everything works out for you, too. I don't know what you're going through, but I hope it's working out. I was working out for a lot of people. There's a lot going on for a lot of people. And there's also a Mercury retrograde. Yes. But I'm not done with my story. So you're going to have to sit through that. And just wait for me to talk about anime later. Thank you. Because that's another thing that I realized. I'm like, the way I stream, baby. Okay, so basically, let's knock this down a bit. Because I'm already past my original limit. What had happened was, I go out, I get some cleaning supplies and some food. I come back in attempts to finish up whatever they didn't start, I guess. The walls are thin, I think. The walls are thin, and I'm worried that they hear me, but also, I can't hear them. Except for when they're out in the hall. So I'm like, oh, all right. You're probably gonna be mad at me. But, I was trying to make it quick. Um, yeah. There's a street out there. And that's honestly that's not rough for me, but you should have heard the siren earlier. That shit was annoying. I was like, damn, go get him, Tiger. Hurry up. Hurry up. It's like you're sitting there. Damn. You got the siren on already. Just go. Someone is talking. I am. Thank you. It's mental illness. Right, so as far as the process I was going to do to make sure that room was habitable for me, I did give up within like 20 minutes of just washing the damn sponge. I'm like, why is this smell like, why? I'm like, God, what do you want from me? God, what do you want? And it actually helped me realize that they left trash in the fucking drawer. Like, it was some cardboard boxes of some like some granola bars. And it helped me realize, I'm like, damn, y'all really didn't do shit in here. Did you even wipe the counters? Like, did you even change the bed sheets? The bed sheets, I don't even want to talk about the bed sheets. Because yeah, it was disgusting. It was just a disgusting environment. I realized too late on in that night that I was missing a microwave. The front desk was closed at that point. And then the next evening, I realized I was missing an iron. And then, which is also funny, I did. I did. Not the full refund, but I got a discount in addition to a refund. So it was, I had to really, it's not even that I had to really fight for it exactly, but I recorded everything. I took a picture of everything. And I was just like, damn. And the funny thing is, that night when I realized I was missing a fucking microwave, because how? I went to bed and I woke back up for their breakfast and I saw two people at the desk and I was just like, hey, are you guys aware that I don't have a microwave? I'm in this room number and I don't have a microwave. And they looked at each other like, they said something and they were just like, your microwave is broken or you don't have one? I'm like, I don't have one. That's not normal, is it? And they were like, I think they knew right then and there that it was over. Right then and there, it was fucking over. Because after that, they were just like, oh. And I was like, I asked for a new room, but I don't think the guy's here. They said, yeah, he's not going to be back in another 2 hours. And I was like, okay, I do have things to do today, so I'm going to have to, like, be out and about. But I'll be back a little bit later to talk to him. Yeah. And they were like, okay. And then I go about my business. I handle some responsibilities. I'm out on the road. I'm loving the place I'm in. And then I come back. He's like in a meeting. And I'm just like, damn. Because I really wanted to see about at least just getting a new room, if not like an improvement. But then, no. While I was out, I looked at this place. Thin walls and all, but at least it's fucking clean. Shit. Yeah, so while I was out and about, I looked at this place just to see, do I mind? Yeah, I mind for now. Until I can get it more settled, then I mind for now. But it's nothing crazy. Nothing serious. I'm just living like Larry. It's more like taking my chances. Um, it's not. It's a. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. I'll let you know later. I'll let you know later. I'll let you know later. Um, it's just your average Joe shit. But I just so happen to save. Yeah, exactly. I just so happen to save enough to get over here, and I feel like most of it was spent in Uber, which is really fucked up. Cause I think I could have easily been over here, but I have time and place. Something metaphysical knows better than I. But while I was out and about, before I talked to the manager or whatever, they were saying, T, clock it. Because and is. When I came back, I was just like, damn, I can't even risk trying to have any room. Like, I gotta go. Not only is the drive to where I need to be too much, transit's gonna be too much. This room is fucked up, and the way they're handling things is a little fucked up. And I don't think this resonates with me. And I had to be a big girl about it and be like, I don't want to hurt any feelings. I'm not trying to be a bother, but I realize that this is just not it, and I'm gonna need a refund. I'm gonna need a refund, some kind of discount. Conveniently, he was not there each time I said it, but when I did finally get a hold of him the next day, because I told like I told like 4 members of his staff that I was all fucked up. Sick. I try to do Wednesdays, but it's been really rough. But I'll try to. I guess I gotta do more like updates. Like, I'm gonna go live. But have a good rest. Enjoy. Thanks for sticking around. It might be more entertaining next time too. The fuck was that? Oh, that was upstairs. Good night. Trying to be chill. Hey, y'all, chill. So, I mean, yeah, there's gonna be a playback too. If you're interested in hearing start to finish, and I upload these on YouTube too. If you want to check that out, go ahead, feel free. I have a TikTok too. I should be plugging this more, but I'm not a good influencer. I'm not. It's not that I'm not true to this. Am I new to this? I'm just not. I don't market myself very well. Anyway. Good night. I'll say the rest. You can watch it later. Just skip the parts. Whatever. I'm not offended. I'm not offended. I do this for me anyway. I'm like, so now the pressure's off. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, as far as I was able to get the refund, I told like 4 different people. They were all surprised that I didn't have a goddamn microwave. And it was really super disheartening. Because I'm like, if y'all didn't notice that I didn't have a microwave, then you definitely didn't clean up. And that is disgusting. Like, disgusting. Like, not just in the essence of, oh, we forgot here and there. I'm like, I'm looking under the damn bed, and there's like dust bunnies and nasty ass shit. Ew. Y'all don't have a vacuum? Oh, so you mopped around the dust? Oh, be for real. I'm like, be so fucking for real right now. That means I know you didn't sweep. Like, stop playing with me. Oh my god. Yeah, no, everything about that was disgusting. So I was super professional. I was super kind. I didn't call anybody out their name. It's just the concern of how y'all are handling things, and especially how you handled my arrival. I don't know how many people you do this to, but I'm not gonna stay. I don't want to. After going around and handling my responsibilities outside, I ended up checking out this area because my sibling was like, please just check it out. It's probably more expensive, yes, but it's closer to where you need to be, and it is, it looks better. It just looks better. Just see how it looks in person and then see if it matches, the vibe. And I saw it. As far as the reviews on there, the reviews had, the reviews were those kind of reviews where it's like, this seems like a perspective thing. Very much. And it was really scary in that way because you want to trust reviews, right? But, some of y'all be mean. Some of y'all be terrible and then, be terrible. So I'm still a little nervous, because I'm early in this. But, yeah, I'm like, so far it's already better. Somebody said there's no ice machine, but I don't give a fuck about an ice machine. I give a fuck about a sink that isn't disgusting. I give a fuck about a space that doesn't smell like something icky. I feel like I give a fuck about cleanliness and respect for your customers. If it's not there, then I don't need to be there. And in regards to that, I made my way back down over. There's still one person here, and I think that's so funny because I'm almost positive it's me, but it's always kind of been like that. I don't know who it is, but kudos. Kudos to you. I hope you're having a fun time. I don't know what that was. Next, as far as what I went back to, I was like, all right. I know I said I wanted to switch rooms. He was still in a meeting when I got there. No, he was in a meeting, and then the person who was there, he was like, do you still want the microwave? Do you still want it? I was like, I don't give a fuck what y'all do with that room. I didn't say that I didn't say that verbatim, but I was like, I'm gonna let y'all handle that. I'm just ready to go. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't even want anybody in my space at this point. It doesn't even feel like my space. It feels like I just feel on edge anyway. I'm just not interested in whatever other offer you have for me, and I'm ready to go. I think I just want my refund. I'm gonna go somewhere closer. I'm gonna go somewhere that seems like can accommodate me a little bit better. So, no shade, no tea. No shade, just tea. Anyway, like it's not great for streaming as far as like thin walls, but I'll be alright. I'll be alright. The mic probably won't. Let's see. So I went back there. I didn't bother to finish up cleaning. I was just like, no, I'm not eating in here. Not for real. I'm not bathing in here. I barely want to sleep in here. And that was rough because I just had to lay I bought an extra sheet and a little what do you call that? What do you call that? Hey, what do you call that? Not a comforter. I bought just a little throw pillow. I bought a little throw blanket and a sheet. Laid it down. Made myself a little sandwich of comfort as best as I could, and then went to bed. And even then, this was all motel vibes, so I felt like I was subconsciously watching that door like a hawk. I was like, in my sleep though, so. That's that vibe, baby, that's that vibe. But, yeah, as far as, after that was just, last night. I was like, whew, I'm out of here. I'm fucking out of here. Whatever it takes, I'm out of here. And then the morning came, and I think I waited for him to get out of the meeting or something, and then I met someone else. And I told them the same story, but I think the morning came and I talked to him finally, and I was just like, "Hi, I gotta tell you some stuff." I'm like, "I don't know if you know about my room situation." He was like, "I know. They told me." I'm like, "Okay, okay, cool." I'm like, "Okay, cool." On one hand, I'm just like, that's awkward and embarrassing. But I'm also like, mainly for you, because I didn't do this. I didn't come up in here and remove your microwave or your ironing thing. And now that I look back, I think it was missing a monoxide alarm. So that's scary. But, psh, I want my money back. And I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I would hope that they need more help in there. But I think all in all, you could have just let me wait. Even if you were like, "Oh man, we're understaffed for this. We can't put you in here until 4 or 5. I'm like, "Oh, darn. Can I just put my stuff in the back and then I'll go for a walk or something?" I gotta feel out the area anyway. It's chill. I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck waiting if I'm gonna have a good, outcome. You know what I mean? And that's coming from somebody that felt like I was rushing this process of moving. Like, I've made great efforts in making sure I was on time for things and making sure I was, doing the right timing for things. But I think realistically, maybe I was rushing the process, but that doesn't mean you rush me now or that I'm rushing you. Yeah, I'm rushing my own process to make sure I'm getting settled in this new place. That doesn't mean you have to keep up with me like that. You can just let me wait on something. I can do something else. I can do something else. It's not like I need to be in the room right when I get here, especially if I know I'm mad early. Like, it's not that serious. Not that serious. And it not being that serious turned into something really serious because you let me stand there without a microwave. Whether you knew it or not, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. It means somebody didn't clean and somebody didn't do the proper upkeep on that room and God knows how long. Because it's easy to get a new door. That shit had a hole patched in it. Like, you could see it was a hole. You just put something on it, some tape and some paint. And mind you, you still have spray paint. Like, it's not a small piece. Like, I have half a mind to post the damn video I took, but it doesn't feel necessary. Like, my loved ones know about it. They know I shouldn't be in the space. They know I'm not in the space anymore. But it is one of those story time things where it's just like, what the hell? This is real life? I thought this was just in movies. Like, at first I want to be like, why? Like, did you put people in this room before me? I hope not. I really hope not. But that's really just been the story time up until now. This morning was fruitful. I got my shit, got up out of there, met an interesting Uber driver. He was kind of rude at first, but then I got to know him a little bit, and then I'm like, all right, I cut you some slack a little bit. Everybody's going through their own thing. But, yeah, I'm like, it's been an eventful week. Especially when I was supposed to be relaxing a long fucking time ago. And it's all because of Frontier fucking Airlines. I hope you go out of business. I hope your investors pull the fuck out. And I hope they go broke too, because I know they know what the fuck is going on. And I hope their stocks plummet. And I hope that the fact that they were on the list gets leaked. Kiss my fucking ass. You fucked up my week, my plan to relax before starting a new adventure in my life, and you made me spend a lot of my fucking savings. Even if this was divinely timed by the Lord and the universe and therefore a she or whatever, it's all your fucking fault. And I'm not the only one who has to experience this fuck-ass behavior of y'all's. You should get sued. The fuck? Y'all forgot what it's like to actually engage with people because you're always on a private fucking jet ruining our environment. How about you fly Frontier for once? Figure it out. And don't use any of your money to find a better fucking thing. Go through the whole fucking process like everybody else. You coward ass bitch. I'm like, you're not helping. You're not helping. You're not helping. And you know what? I hope the hell... If you're gonna have a private jet, the least you can do is fucking give the customers the ride. You bitch. Because they have things to do just like you don't have shit to do on your daily basis. What do? Go to meetings? Grow up. People have things and reservations to fulfill. And they don't have billions of dollars to fulfill those reservations when that shit fucks. Whatever. They do smell. But if you're gonna cancel a damn flight, at least make it worth somebody's while and not just a time waster. So, don't fly Frontier. You probably already know. Even if it's cheap at first, they don't mean it. Because they're gonna not only cost you money, they're gonna cost you time, they're gonna cost you energy, they're gonna cost you emotional fulfillment, they're gonna cost you peace of mind. Are you a Frontier airline investor? And you better be honest. I'm not taking back shit. The fuck? I deserve emotional retribution. Compensation. I deserve compensation. I deserve compensation. That's what I said. I don't give a fuck about your boredom for. I deserve compensation. That's it. Asking me for what? I said what I said. Right. Exactly. Like, that's it. Don't ask me stupid ass questions. I said I deserve compensation. That's all you need to know. You asked me to say it again, so I did. I bet you're an investor. Get fucked. Get fucked. Like I go, get fucked. Get fucked. Shit, I bet you're a fucking Frontier Airlines investor. Fuck Frontier Airlines. All my homies hate Frontier Airlines. If you ride a helicopter and you love Frontier Airlines, kiss my ass. I hope they go out of business and their stocks plummet. And I hope their planes blow up. I don't care if they're in them or not. Kiss my ass. I think that was it. I think that's all I wanted to say. Now that I've said it, I feel pretty good. I just made some great strides. I've been rolling with the punches pretty well. I haven't called anybody out their name. Ugh. You sound out of touch. Like we all know it's nasty. That's not the point. I bet you're an investor. Like that disgusts me. I'm disgusted. Congratulations. And that's also another thing that I realized too, because being in this place and like the transportation is actually really lovely. I'm like, wow. I've never experienced such, not only on time, maybe that's just today and yesterday, but on time, easily accessible, pretty, clean enough. I'm like, we all know it's nasty. You're literally around people, and that's where you're fucked up, ain't ya? Oh. Trying to defend yourself in the comments, aren't you? I just know. I just know. We don't respect billionaires over here. Okay? We only want their money. There's no respect. Okay? Chill out. What's his name? Not Donald Duck. Ebenezer Scrooge. Chill out, Ebenezer Scrooge. But there's the duck version. What's his name? That is not good. Why? Why are you asking me that? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is good and I just don't. Right. Right. Scrooge McDuck. Yeah. It was Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck ass. I think that's all I had to say. Hate Frontier Airlines. Next time I'll just save up for Delta. Maybe I'll get good mileage. But each time was an opportunity for me to learn a lesson, mainly about standing up for myself, mainly about recognizing when something just ain't gonna work out for me. I was almost gonna spend like $300 just to get like a slightly upgraded room, but that would not have made sense. This is still expensive, but I have to remember too that the plan is to make the money back. Even if shit hits the fan and it doesn't go how I wanted it to go the first time, I know how to prevail. I know how to prevail. I know how to withstand. And not even just, I don't have to constantly think from a survival standpoint. I just know that there's solutions for me. And solutions for everybody. It's just, I know how to find my solutions. I don't have to stress about everything. I don't have to worry about what I haven't done or whatever. I don't know. I guess I don't have to worry about, what I keep losing in these events. And it's so funny. It is a Mercury retrograde. It probably started the day of my fucking flight. Like I said, it never happened before. The girl at the desk said the blackout never happened before. I'm like, bro, I'm sure they never missed a microwave before. I just so happen to be a witness for them. All the effects, part of a witness, whatever. Anyway, Scrooge McDuck ass. Like I forgot how to end these. Oh right. This is probably gonna go on my YouTube eventually. I gotta get an external hard drive for this app. For this shit. I've got a lot of videos that I'm ready to post. I just haven't had the energy and the time, but I can fix that. That is a non-issue. But upon needing the upon needing the external hard drive, it will definitely help me keep up with just posting whatever I can. It's the editing factor, but it's also realizing that I'm like, I don't have it in me to edit every single last one of these videos. So probably just gonna get it as it is, unprofessional and all. Maybe when I'm older and wiser and richer, with more time and more energy to do the things that I can just sit down and vibe out doing, then I will re-edit these videos and just cut out the shit that is not necessary. So get them while it's hot. Yeah. This week was a long month. And I still got a month to go. I'm hoping after this month it's gonna be easier, breezier. I'm gonna look up when Mercury retrograde ends. Yeah. Because I forgot, and she is really loud to me. Okay. This was it. If you want to watch any videos of me that aren't going to go away on a big orange's time clock, you can go to YouTube. It's the same name. My TikTok is also the same name if you're interested. They're just shorter, more unhinged versions, I guess. A lot less a lot less likes. Maybe not, but you don't at least have to sit here for 3 hours. Thanks for watching if you did. If you didn't, okay. Thanks. I do intend to post some more of whatever's in here. I think a lot of the YouTube is the what? That was weird. A lot of the YouTube is just re-uploaded TikToks. But you'll get the live views too. I just need to highlight them and save them. Okay. Some highlights do not get posted over there. Sometimes I just let them expire. This, I put 3 hours into this bitch. I don't know if I'm gonna let it expire. But also, man, we'll see how I feel. Let's see if I can water that down. Something about that isn't right. Yeah. It's like white grape and strawberry. I thought it'd be good, but it's like they're trying to fight each other in my mouth. Way too much sugar. That's an old person saying. But no, that's not juice. That's no juice in there. It's just sugar. Yeah, I'm outside the hay. If I do anything special, I'll try to record it tomorrow. I might cut my hair. I think I'd really like to. And do a face mask. I need to do a lot of self-care because, as I've said, it has been a rough week. And I really just recently got back to taking care of myself. So, I do a tour, but I don't know. It feels so impermanent that it just feels like I'll do it when I get my place officially. That's the goal. But yeah, YouTube Wellbeing Fairy, TikTok Wellbeing Fairy. If I have an Instagram, I don't know. If you found it, ooh, secret. If you didn't, Other than that, I'm going to bed. Wish me luck. I wish y'all luck. Good luck in your endeavors. Good luck with this fucking Mercury retrograde. And good luck, America. Because it's getting scary. But, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to sleep in that. But I do feel like I trust the cleanliness in here more. So it might be easier. Good night, hoes.